On the Wado Radio Show.
Yes, it's DJ Wado. It's the Wado Radio Show. It's more than music. It is ministry. And I'm so happy for this brother that we have on the line with us right now. He started a YouTube channel, I guess it's a couple years ago now, called Beleaf in Fatherhood. And it's like blowing up huge. And he's really encouraging people to be dads. But the crazy part about it is this dude is still one of the dopest MCs when it comes to this rap music, man. And I can't believe you talking about this your last album, Beleaf. Come on, brother. This can't be the last one, man.
It gotta be, man. It gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I have to start the new wave of cats, like, deciding to leave before the market tells them that their time is done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but bruh. I'm listening to this new album, bro. It's like I could see if you was like starting to slow down a little bit, dude.
Right.
You not.
Yeah. You know what's crazy about that, bro? It's like, okay, so what's more important? Talent or character? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
The problem is with hip hop for me is that it messes with my character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it challenges my character too much, and where I can't say that I've ever done a song and it's been all about God. Like, it has a lot to do with my ego sometimes. You know what I mean? And, like, wondering if people are going to like it and feeling sad if they don't, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't for sure say that, this whole time I've been doing music and it's solely been about the Lord, because when I don't get booked and my pockets hurt. You know what I mean? And it messes with my manhood. You know what I'm saying? So talent is irrelevant. I feel like YouTube and being a father, I know the value, and I know that the views don't matter. I know that the money will come eventually, but I know this is bigger toward legacy than hip hop is. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. And see, the thing is, I feel like if I respond, then I'm arguing with you. But I definitely feel you. But I'll say this. I don't know if there's ever anything that we do where it's totally about the Lord. Like, I can't sit here and tell you, I mean, listen, man, I've been doing this radio show and podcast every week for 10 years. And I can't sit here and tell you every time I hop on these turntables and do a mix or go do a show that I also don't want you to say, man, yo, Wade is an amazing DJ. That's, you know what I mean? And it's like, yo, I want you to appreciate the talent that God has given me. Of course, absolutely. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know if everything, I mean, when I go make a ham sandwich, when we get done with this and I go make a sandwich for lunch, is that about the Lord or is that just about I'm hungry right now? You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. As an MC, right? I have the proclivity to compare myself to other MCs, and because I feel like I have a certain talent level, I feel like it's like I'm entitled to a certain amount of success.
I got you.
Over other artists.
That's real.
Which. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, it's kind of evil. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like that type of behavior is something that I need to carry along with me as I grow in character. And so that's basically what I'm warring against is, because what I'm capable of doing and what I'm best at are two different things. Now, I can rap, people can be talented. That's okay. But, like, what are they really doing for the world, And so I just found this thing that I love, and I feel like I'm good at it, but I also know the value of what it's doing in other people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I just don't know, man. Like, of course I'm going to still do music, because Beleaf in Fatherhood needs a soundtrack. But I'm not going to put out any more records because I know how much I care about the music. I know how much I care about people's opinion, and I don't want that to be a lord over me. You know what I'm saying? As it has been in the past.
Well, man, I mean, this is the thing, bro. When I was one of the things that I'm taking from what you're doing with Beleaf and Fatherhood right now as a father, like, bro, like, I connect with what you're doing so much because in some regards we're in very similar situations. You know what I mean? It's like I work from home. I have 3 kids. My kids are a little older than yours, but they still, all of them is under 9. So, you know what I mean? Like, I can relate to all of that stuff that comes along with that, right?
Yep.
My wife has a career, very successful, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So I totally relate with what you're doing. And I feel like one of the things that you're doing is like you're presenting this image of fatherhood that we never get. Now, here's the flip side. I felt like with this album, even before I heard it and seeing what you titled it, once you changed the title, I said, man, like, he's taking this same concept, extending it to the music now. And bro, there's nobody doing that in hip hop culture, period. Like, I feel like your music can have the same effect as the videos. It's just through a different medium.
Uh-huh. Okay, here's another reason. And I got many on why. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I could write a small book on this. This is what screams, okay? This is what screams. I don't need anybody else to help me.
Okay.
Okay? When I do an album, first of all, you need money. Pay the producers.
Sure.
Some homies are doing for the cheap, for the low, they'll get money on the back end. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I've always kind of been an independent artist. You know, when I say independent, yeah, I signed to Queen's Green, but let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? We're independent. You know what I'm saying? No big money's behind us.
Yep.
So you have to pay for the artist. You have to pay for the production. You have to pay for videos. But before you even do that, you have to have people who believe in your music. And there's a difference when you're working with someone who believes in your music and someone who's just doing it for the check. You know? And I'm tired of trying to get people to believe in something that I feel like, you know, I believe in already.
Yeah.
So I want anyone who's down for me, who wants to work, just to work. You know what I'm saying? And of course we're going to get paid. You know, of course we're going to make some money. But the primary thing is that we're going to make music that we really believe in and we're really about, you know? And I don't have to wait for my turn. And that was kind of the big thing with King's Dream, is that I had to wait for my turn to rap, you know, and I had to serve the community before serving me, which was actually taking something away from my family. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of suffered a little bit, you know, but it definitely put things in perspective for me, is that I'm never waiting again for any man. You know what I mean? Like, it's my responsibility to go and get it. And if you like slow yourself down for someone else, you know, on the flip side, they may not do it for you. And I think that's what I learned most in this process.
That's real, bro. It's the record business. I'm not gonna argue with you on the record business side. It sucks, bro. Even when you do it with friends and people that you love and all of that stuff, it's difficult, bro. So I guess this is, I don't know, this may be the time to ask. Dream Junkies is finished.
Yeah, and that was ultimately my call. Dream Junkies is a people, not so much a group.
Yeah,
the group funded the soundtrack for the people. I'm still a dream junkie. People who are addicted to God's dream for their lives, that's what a dream junkie is. You know what I'm saying? And so the concept is really real. It's just that not a lot of people waving that flag right now because, you know, cats ain't, you know, really clicking like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of what it is, you know.
Man, that's tough, man, because you guys were so good together, bro.
But see, that goes again to what I'm saying about talent versus character.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, if you put 3 dudes who could rap in one, you know, in a collective, the music is going to come out actually pretty good. You know what I mean? It's really hard for us to make a bad song, you know, and I'm not saying that in arrogance. I'm just saying it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be hard for us to ruin a record. There's going to be records you like more than others, but it's going to be hard for us to make a bad song. But the three of us together, and I know it was harder for me in this position because I'm John's brother-in-law and Ruslan's friend.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is with me and John is that not only were we on tour together, but we were also on Thanksgiving and Easter and Christmas. Like, we were always together. So it was hard for me to have good rapport with him, you know, while, like, him being my brother and the artist type thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I came to a point, man, when we were on a Soul Rebel tour a year and a half ago, where I was just like, yeah, man, this last album, you know, before Good Religion came out, and that's why Good Religion sounded sounded good, but it also sounded sad. I was just like, yo, this is the last one. Yo, we're not doing no more records after this. I'm done.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never going on tour with y'all again, and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew I learned a lot, you know, about loyalty. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that I was more loyal to the Dream Junkies, the King's Dream family, the team, than I was to my family.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, I saw some things on tour, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? We're not doing this. I'm done. Like, I can't do this. You know, I literally can't. And so, you know, I left my wife for like a month, you know, and she's home, and she like held it down. But when she got back, she was like, you know, you can never leave that long ever again, because I almost lost my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I got you. You know, I'm not doing this anymore, and I have to figure it out from there. And that's when I decided to be like, okay, I got to do this. I got to finish this record to give the fans what I owe them. You know what I'm saying? Because I just felt like it was right for me to do that. And I also have to figure out what's next for me. And so I was like, you know what? Whether this works or not, Beleaf for Fatherhood is going to be my main thing. And I'm going to pour all my energy into that because I see the value. You know, it was hard for me to get booked as a solo artist, you know. I don't think my music was whack. I just think maybe the marketing wasn't as good. Or maybe the people who I had around me didn't believe in me as much as I believed in it. Or maybe I didn't believe in it like that. But with this, I don't need anybody else. I am the director. I am the videographer. I'm the editor. I am the marketer. You know what I'm saying? And so when you don't need anybody else, like, it kind of puts you in this place of like, I'm H&IC. Like, I call all the shots. You know what I'm saying? And so if I have a bad idea, then, you know, I have a bad idea, and I just want a different idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to talk to anybody about my ideas, you know, with marketing-wise. You know, and that's what that whole thing about Big Homies, that rant we were talking about a little bit before we started, is that I don't want to have to go to anybody and say, hey, I got an idea. What do you think? Now it's just like, I have the idea in my head, and I just start typing or writing, or I just upload and just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because Big Homies give you someone to place the blame on when things don't work out. You know?
That's real, bro. That's like, I feel like, bro, like, when it comes to the whole notion of a big homie in Christian rap, we all feel like we gotta have somebody. Like, we gotta have people underneath us. And I think one of the challenges is understanding and knowing when you have, like, either when you have someone that you discipled or someone that you signed to your whatever, or just people that you have around, you got to know when to commission them to go off, when to just kind of let them be. Like, you know, sometimes the people that you know, kind of, you know, even if it's a business relationship, you shouldn't have to be as hands-on with people 3, 4, 5 years later as you were, you know, maybe when you first connected and everybody's new to the whatever. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a challenge. It's hard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, you know, I think it's something great about community, and it's something great about discipleship, for sure. I think community is key.
Yep.
I think knowing that you have something to give as well as to receive. You know what I'm saying? Because with my little collection of artists that I kick it with, Anthony Cruz, Eric Kingsley, we like, I give them like manhood stuff. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they give it right back to me. You know, Anthony, like, is wise beyond his years.
That's great.
And have given a lot of mannered advice to me as well. But they also give me music sonically advice that I just submit to, because I have bad ears. I've been a DJ for years. You know what I'm saying? So my ears are shot. You know, so if you're like, hey, what does this mix sound like? I'm like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't tell you. So I refer to them when it comes to, you know, kick selection or snare selection. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know any of that world. And so I submit to him in that, and we all have something to offer. So it's a brotherhood, you know what I mean? And we're all going to come up. And just like I told my homie Don the other day, like, you know, the community, the tribe is kind of what we have to elevate, and we can all point it back to Jesus. So we can all elevate our own, ventures or whatever we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Say it's photography, beats, or whatever. And then, like, you know what's crazy? Like, when I find out that, like, who was it? I think it was Black Thought and Q-Tip and a bunch of those other artists. They all went to the same, like, art school or something. Or like Jada Pinkett and Tupac went to the same art school in Baltimore.
Yeah,
like,
Black Thought and Quest went to the same high school.
Right.
Busta, Jay-Z, and somebody else went to the same high school. And yeah, Jada Pinkett and Pac went to the same high school.
Right. So you think about it, like, it makes you like, dang, man, all my favorite characters are from the same spot. That spot has been lit in that era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so right now, if we all go to the movement church, but we're all elevating our own things, what we can point back to is the movement church, and we can point back to is Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, I'm just all about right now, like, trying to help everybody elevate what they're doing. And, you know, elevate myself as well. You know, you never seen me be stingy with my little YouTube series. I'm always giving credit to the producers or whoever helped out, or, you know, keep your network popping. You know what I'm saying, is what I say. And just try to, like, make sure everybody is coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching this morning, actually, the photo shoot video.
Yeah.
The last one. You know what I mean? And I was just like, yo, you showed a lot of love to that photographer. You know what I mean? You know, tag them, all of that stuff. But that's what it's about, though.
It is, man. It is. You know, we'd be more willing to put on a shirt from, Nike or something like that if they sponsored us, whatever, and be like, yeah, this. You know what I'm saying? This is Nike or any other logo. You know what I'm saying? That we rep, whether it's Louis Vuitton or whatever, we'd be more willing to, you know, champion that, and we don't even know those people. You know what I'm saying? But we got people right beside us, right next to us, in our home, eating with us, watching our kids, like, that we could just put on. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be the dude. I want to be the dude that says, hey, listen, this is where we're moving as a culture, and people are going to follow it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I'm having a hard time, like, with this whole spanking, non-spanking thing. Like, I'm really, like, researching and trying to figure out, you know, what I'm going to do, you know, but as a culture, as a people, what are we going to do? Why do we choose to spank our kids? Just because it's convenient and it takes less time to teach them? Or is it because the only way they're going to learn is if they get a spanking? You know what I'm saying? So I've been struggling a lot with all this stuff, and I think these are healthy conversations. But I don't think we should be having them alone. And I want to get to the point where I'm a leader in this space, to where if I say, hey, this is what we're going to do, people are following me there. You know what I'm saying?
Man, bro, I remember when I first met you, bro. You know, and this is back before it was King's Dream. It was the breaks. You know what I mean? And
like 2006 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah, bro. yeah, man.
10 years.
Yeah, it's been a good minute, and this Mike B was still in the group back then, you know.
Yep.
And I remember, bro, like, I always felt like you had so much more to offer, and you were like, bro, like you were the consummate, like, just so loyal to the movement, like, well, not the movement, like the church. But you were loyal to the church, but just like you were so loyal to what Ruslan was trying to do, like so loyal, bro. And I always felt like I was just like, man, this guy has so much to offer, But right now, he's in servant mode. He's serving. Whatever Ruslan need. Boom, boom, boom. And so, bro, like, just to be honest, man, like, you inspire me so much by what you're doing, because I see how you're giving back to the world so much stuff, bro. And it's like, these videos you're making, man, it's like, this stuff is going to live forever, bro. Unless YouTube got shut down or Facebook or something, like, you know what I mean? But it's like, bro, like, it's going to live forever, man. And I'm happy to hear you in this space, man, and just you allowing the world to see your journey, you and your family's journey, man. It's dope, bro.
Thank you, man. I would say to that, man, you know, during that whole thing, like with Ruslan, like, it's important to know that, you know, I'm way more of like a writer, like a super loyal, you know, and sometimes that's to a fault, you know what I mean? Like, I think that, you know, during my time in that season, like, I never even really wanted to rap, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy.
I hate the stage, bro. Like, I hate it. Like, it makes me nauseous. Every time before I get on stage, I almost have a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, R. Swift, like, that dude throw up every time.
Yeah.
He can't eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you get on the stage, like, he'll throw up. So it's like, for me, like, I don't even like the stage like that. I enjoy hip hop to listen, but I don't know what happens when I start rapping, man. It just makes me feel like it feels real, but at the same time, I'm just like, man, anybody could do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a lot of better rappers out there, man. Like, there's just a lot of people out there, and I know talent. And so I'm a big fan of the best, you know. I really like Locksmith, you know what I'm saying? I really like Los, you know. Like, even like, you know, kind of like crazy dudes like Lil Dicky, I think is extremely talented.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
they're just talented. And so I'm a fan of the art. And I know the creative boundaries you can take it to. And so I know, like, how I really have a realistic view of myself. I know I'm not the best. I know I'm not the worst. I know who I'm better than. And that's why it's hard for me to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I see so much success on this other side, and I'm like, man, like, are you guys really going to sit here and act like this is the best rap song you ever heard? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long are we going to do this for? You know, because I can't play these games, you know, because I really did think about what I wrote.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with me and Ruslan, like, that loyalty thing, you know, I think that was like kind of the big homie thing, where it's just like, I stayed there too long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I did, you know what I'm saying? Like, I stayed in that position for too long. And now I know that.
Well, and this is the other thing people don't know about you too, bro. You've written for a lot of people, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not publicized a lot, but it's like,
it shouldn't be. You getting these writing jobs, you know what I'm saying?
But it gives you a different vantage point, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you see the world a little differently when you're in those spaces. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. And the thing is, like, you know, so talent is one thing. I'm just so much about right now building up other people and not being alone. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I just feel like we have way more to give than we think we do. I think we're seeing the game all wrong if we're trying to end that hip hop. If we're trying to end that rap. You know, I get sad, man, sometimes when I see cats like who try to be a rapper harder than they try to be a father or a husband.
It's real. That's real.
It makes me real sad, man. It's like, yo, you wasting your time sitting up here trying to rap on beat, learn how to rap on beat, when you need to just figure out how to, you know, build a business or be a dad or something.
Yeah.
Rap ain't, I mean, and you can get good enough, like, you can get talented. Like, it may take some time, but you can earn your way, you know, into being respected. But at the same time, it's like, I had to sit down and I was on tour and I was like, yo, I travel around the country, you know, 8 hours of that day is spent traveling. 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours maybe spent sleeping. the rest of the hours is setting up, and I rap for like 2 hours.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, how big is this stage really?
Mm. Is it worth it?
In the concert, yeah, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like the concerts, you know, it could be 15 people, it could be 200 people, it could be, you know, 500 people, right? But like, ultimately, I'm only going to have a small effect on these people, you know, and the biggest stage I'll ever have is in my house. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, that's the biggest effect I'll have, and I know that. So I kind of really question, you know, cats who just want to rhyme because they want to rap. Like, I really don't understand it. I know some people have like a gift that like you get chills every time they open their mouth, like a Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like when she writes, I feel like she is so amazing that like you have to just kind of like stop what you're doing and listen. But I don't think there's many artists like that. And so if you're not that type of artist, I don't know. I'm just looking at cats like, okay, what's your goal? What's your end goal here? You know, because it's so much more to life than music and telling people to put their hands up, man.
Well, I think, man, let me say this, bro. I think the same way that you have found, like, you basically created this whole Beleaf in Fatherhood platform from scratch, and you had to figure it out yourself. There was no blueprint. You just like did it. Mm-hmm. I really feel like, bro, you have the mind and the ability and the capability to figure out, if you still want to do music and it's just the other stuff is putting you off, you can find a way to do it that minimizes all the things that you hate and it still be profitable for you, and you really connect with the audience that you want to connect with. Like, I feel like I feel like because of the way people are consuming music now, the game is going to change in terms of how we can market, promote, and generate revenue from it too. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like the model for a really long time in the music industry is, man, you got to hit the chitlin circuit, get in front of as many people as you can, yada, yada, yada. But that's when you don't have a platform. When you got a platform, you got a platform.
Yeah.
There's some other ways. We could talk about it offline. I don't want to, you know what I mean? But there's
we can talk about it now.
Well, there's probably some other ways that I think you can connect with your audience, still do music, and it not have to be where you're driving 8 hours a day to the next city and doing yada, yada, yada. Like, I feel like you're going to get to a point where you'll be able to, I mean, maybe you won't do 100 shows a year. Maybe you'll do 20 or 30 shows a year. But those 20 or 30 shows have a significant number of people. And like, I just feel like you're going to be able to put yourself into some different spaces, man. Like, look, bro, there's a lot of stuff happening with mentoring, with fatherhood. And I mean, bro, like, there's not a lot of black men doing what you're doing, and that can rap, bro. You know.
Wait, when is this album dropping? I mean, when is this interview dropping?
I was gonna put it out this weekend, bro.
All right, cool. So look, I'll tell you this. You know, I have 13 other songs that didn't make the record. Those songs are going on Patreon. The people at $20 value are going to be able to tell me, they're going to be able to vote and tell me what song they want to come out when. I'm only doing singles.
Wow.
The Beleaf in Fatherhood album currently has 17 tracks on it. But I'm just going to keep adding to the record. So the record really never ends. The Patreon supporters that are above $20, right? They're going to have voting rights. They're going to basically own the art. And so I'll give them my snippets and be like, yo, I had this idea for this song. I like the first verse. Who do you want to feature on the second verse?
Oh, that's killer.
They could be like, oh, man, we want Dayton from God Over Money to feature on this track. I bet. Let's try to raise the money so we can pay Dayton in order to get him to feature on the record. And it just be us. Like, it's Patreon Squad. Like,
man, that's it.
That's the move.
You figured it out, man. You figured it out, bro.
In addition, I'm not traveling anywhere unless I can bring my family.
There you go.
You know, starting 2018, 2019 is what's going to happen. And so I want to do speaking tours where we feature, you know, a small performance thing. I want to hire a local chef to come in and cook the meal so we can have a food for thought session while we, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just want to travel. I'm thinking about selling my house, buying an RV and just traveling with the family for a year, 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really trying to think outside the box, you know, because I know that, you know, this life can be an adventure if we stop playing it so safe.
All right, man. I was really worried you was done, bro. Just be honest with you, bro.
No, like, honestly, I'm not but the thing is, I'm done to the general market.
Sure. I got you.
You know, like the people who really want the music, they can pay for it. You know,
I got you.
They see the value in paying $20 a month for, you know, getting all the songs I work on that whole month and then telling me what to do with it.
Yep.
You know, if you don't feel the value there, I get it. Cool. You know what I mean? But if you do, then that's the value. And some of that stuff may never come out. If the $20 a month people are like, yo, we don't want to put this out. We want to keep it for ourselves. That's on them. You know, and they can choose that. So I am kind of done. You know, there is no more albums dropping on iTunes. You know, there'll be singles. But yeah, man, I got to play it smart. And we got to change the rules for ourselves.
Yep. Love it, bro. Love it, man. You got such a great mind, bro. Now, I got to ask you about this, man, because you kind of, obviously, you know, you share your life with us, and we're fortunate you share your life with us. But,
yeah,
man, you guys got your car stolen, and you just got it back, bro. And I was heartbroken watching both videos. The one where you first talked about you got it stolen, and the one where you got it back, bro. I was heartbroken watching that joint, man, because I know how it feels to kind of, one, have your car broken into, but two, it's vandalized. You know what I mean? It's not how you left it, bro. You know what I mean? Like, how are you guys recovering and processing that whole situation right now, man?
So we actually didn't get the car back. They found the car and we went to the spot to get it towed, right, to get it back. But the insurance was like, let us pick it up because there was like syringes in it. You know what I'm saying? So they have to go through the whole process of inspecting the car. So right now we're still driving the rental. You know what I mean? They have to inspect the car. They have to check the fluids and make sure like nothing was contaminated. They got to make sure that, you know, because they could total it out. What's crazy is that the community band together, we lost 3 car seats. One of those car seats is brand new from for Anaya.
Yep.
And somebody from the dad blogging community was like, yo, we got you. Just don't worry about it. And so they, like this car company, this car seat company, Collect, came in and delivered us 3 brand new car seats and showed us how to install them.
Wow.
They're like 40 pounds each. Like, they're super nice. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get our Bob Stroller back, but, you know, someone started a GoFundMe account on our behalf, which, you know, people raised like $10,000 in a week. You know what I mean?
Sheesh.
For our car. The funny thing is, we already needed a car because our hoopty keeps breaking down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I was hoping that, we'd be able to get our car back and then we might be able to replace the other car. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't know what's going to happen because if they total out the car and they give us like $3,000 for the car that we had, you know, $3,000 plus $10,000, that's enough to buy 1 car.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So we're still kind of in the same position, but we're blessed. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I know now is not to worry about things that ultimately God has control over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we would think I would have learned that way back in the day, but to be honest, it's taken a while, you know, for me not to worry about stuff. And, you know, it's levels, and I'm sure I'll be worrying again soon. But what I hope is that, you know, people would kind of trust in the process of exposing your life, right? So in Black communities, I feel like in the culture, we're like, yeah, don't be telling people your business because, you know, they might try to rob you. Or don't tell people this, or don't, you know, keep it to yourself. Don't let everybody in your business. But, like, if I didn't do YouTube, we would have just been some people who got jacked. You know, and nobody would have cared. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that people know who we are, they know how our light shines, they know what we represent, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, they've grown to love us. They trusted that we weren't going to do something crazy with the money. You know what I'm saying? Or, I don't know, man. They believed in us and they helped us out. So, I don't know, man. I think this is a huge testament of how powerful people can be when they come together. And it really made me a believer in what we're doing because there's a lot of, like, hate that comes from it. And a lot of people look down on us and they, you know, call us names and stuff like that. But the amount of good that comes from it is, there's no comparison. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about people who, you know, and you know this from my story is that, you know, my mom, people had told my mom to abort me at the age of 15. You know what I'm saying? And now my life is a proponent for more life. People are like, yo, I didn't want to have kids until I saw this. Now I want to be a dad. I can't wait to be a dad. You make it look fun. That's making the devil angry.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's straight up, like, reconciliation of families. We're talking about women who, like, yo, I haven't talked to my dad in 8 years. I watched a video about how fatherhood stuff, how Father's Day is the worst holiday of the year. And it really made me feel like I don't know my dad. And so at some point we have to remember to pursue our fathers. And I struggle with this because I have to hit my father and, hey, man, you can hang out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's different, man. It's changing my perception. I'm learning a lot. It's crazy, man.
Well, I mean, I think one thing when you produce content, like this happens for me a lot too. Like, I learn so much from my listeners. You know what I mean? And it's like your comments are lit. Like, you participate in them, all of that stuff. And it's like it's like you create a community when you do this. Yeah. And there's like a give and a take with it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just it's encouraging, man. It's like you know, you put a video up and, you know, you saw things the way you saw them from your perspective, but then the people watching it see it from a whole different perspective, and they may add something to the conversation, and you like, dang, I didn't even, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even get that, you know?
Yep. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, man. It really is, brother. It really is, man. So, like, where do you see Beleaf and Fatherhood going, man? Like, you know, I know when you first started this, it was just, I'm gonna start blogging. And now, man, it's like you got a sizable platform, obviously, you know, and it's like you're saying, man, I'm jumping into this head first, you know, all in now, Beleaf and Fatherhood. You know, where do you see this in 5 years? Where do you see this in 10 years for you, bro?
You know, I think, I mean, I just, you know, right now it's all about exposure. It's very little. Like, my dreams in the 5 to 10 year span are very, like, okay, you know, low overhead, keep saving money, you know, expand my platform to other fathers and elevate their platform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, multiply myself. You know that Jonathan Maxwell's the 5th level of leadership is like recreating leaders. You know what I'm saying? So doing that, like, that's very small right now. Like, that's kind of what the goal is. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I feel like I want to be able to speak well. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm speaking for free, you know, for the next year until 2018. I might do it again 2018. But I'm speaking for free everywhere just so I can get my chops up because I don't have a lot of experience there. Yeah. But I want to speak. I want to write children's books. I don't want to keep doing videos forever. I know there's going to come a point where my kids are going to be like, hey, yo, get the camera on my face while I slap you. You know? I know that's going to come. You know, I don't know what age it's going to come, but I know it will come.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that, you know, it'll like catapult their own thing. You know what I'm saying? So if one of them are super into sneakers, you know what I'm saying, and they can do their own, have their own series, you know, and kind of take care of themselves. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know that I want to speak. I want to write some children's books and some books. I want to do some online teaching stuff, but I think I'd be limiting myself, you know, even saying, like, you know, where this is going. You know, there's possibilities to do movies or stuff like that. Like, I kind of want to do stuff like that, but I'm not sure. I just want to do it outside of the box. You know, I want fatherhood to look, you know, more amazing and not so much like Homer Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to look like something to be proud of. You know, it's just not a lot of that being promoted, and so I just want to be in the forefront and helping that movement come to the, you know, to the past, man.
Yeah, that's real, brother. I think you can do it, man. I mean, for you to get to this point and figure this whole thing out and it just be popping the way that it is and so well done. I mean, you know, there's even I remember it was a video you did. I think you were up in Portland, and you the way you turned the camera, and I remember you said it was by accident, but it looked so ill. It was so professional. Like, even the way this thing is shot, brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a gift, man. Like, I think
I was in Seattle. Yeah.
Yes, you were in Seattle, bro. You know what I'm talking about now, right?
Yeah. The little spin move.
The spin move joint, bro. That joint was like, that joint looked like we should have been in a movie or something, bro.
Yeah.
But
that's love.
But it's your mind, man. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you were a born entrepreneur, bro. You're a born entrepreneur, man.
Thank you, man. And I forgot that too. You know what I mean? Like, I forgot about that. I remember being in college, cutting hair, and I would put my flyers up in the inside of the stalls and all the bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? So like, when you sit down and take a doodle, you see my flyer. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, inside of the stall. Like, I forgot. You know, and I was selling incense and oils on a train and the bus. You know, and I got to make $30 before I can eat a meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff is in my history, and I forgot all of that because I felt like it was all about making money and all about survival. You know what I mean? And I just felt that was so bad. You know, I thought I had to get a job, and I had to do Christian back, and I had to not make any money. And you know what I mean? It's just like a lot of stuff, man, that kind of like taints your perspective. But yeah, man, like, I feel free. I feel like I'm a genius, and I feel like I'm okay to say that. I feel like years ago I wouldn't have been able to say that because I thought that was arrogance. But God has given me a mind to think and do amazing things. You know what I mean? And so much of my life I've been like trying to quiet my genius, and now I'm just trying to protect it. So if I have an idea that God has given me, that's my idea. It's not for you. It's not for anyone else. So I can't even let you tell me I'm wrong.
That's good,
you know
bro.
What I'm saying?
Yep. That's good, man. So it's crazy. We haven't even talked about the album, which comes out Monday.
For real. Maybe you're going to have to do a part 1 and part 2 for this.
Yes, looks like we will need to do a part 2. That does it for part 1. But make sure you check out part 2 of my interview with Beleaf, because we're talking about his new album, Beleaf and Fatherhood, as well as John Gibbs' new recording situation after he left King's Dream Entertainment, and just what's going on with him.
On the Wade Radio Show. On the Wade Radio. On the Wade Radio Show, where it's much more than music, it's ministry.